What's up, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. All right, let's talk a boxer that, well, a lot of people are talking about right now, and that's Anthony Yarde. Obviously, he fought Saturday night, Brentwood, and I wanted to do a video about the subject straight after the fight, but I get too emotional with videos, so sometimes it's good that I can maybe take a breather, take a step back, look at it from all different angles, maybe watch some other videos, listen to what people are saying, people that I respect in the game, Bunsey, Spencer Fearon, and kind of maybe do a video based on everything rather than just his performance in the ring. The performance was kind of what I expected. If anything, I thought he maybe got touched a bit too much. I think sometimes I wonder if that's because he has a lot of disregard for the guy's power, or maybe it's just a case of his defense isn't that good. He's kind of got that maybe with a kind of shoulder roll defense, and I don't know. I hate when people do it, because for me, only Mayweather's been able to do it successfully. Other people that have tried to do it have been knocked out. So I always do have a concern when I see that kind of peekaboo, hands down style, when you're almost using just your lateral movement rather than your hands to get out of the way. It's risky, especially against people with fast hands. But in terms of a performance, I'd probably score it a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with his performance. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad either. It was just a very, very good performance. So 6.5, 7 out of 10 for the performance. What I did tweet after the fight, and this is probably with emotion, the kind of emotion I was just talking about, was that Tunde and Frank aren't going to convince me that that fight does anything for him, right? I think with every boxing match, there has to be an element of, okay, let's fight this guy because he brings this. Whether or not it brings rounds, whether or not he brings experience, whether or not he can punch, whether or not he has, there's a reason you take a fight, especially when you're, I think, coming up the ladder, right? Because you're able to pick and choose who you really want to fight. So when you do pick this guy, there should be a reason for it, even if it is a late replacement. What am I learning from this fight? I don't know, and I've watched the fight a few times now, what you get from that fight. I don't get it. Yes, I get it. It takes his record to, what, 17-0 now, 16 knockouts. But what do you get from it? Yarde is very interesting because we simply do not know how good he is. And normally when a guy has 17 fights, I can normally say to you, yeah, you know what, regardless of who he steps up against, this guy's going to be good or bad. I still have absolutely no idea. And I think the real reason for this is because he went, or he's got to, a very unconventional route. Normally, obviously, a guy would go for a southern area, English, British, Commonwealth, European, and then we're like, okay, he's kind of fringe world level. With Yarde, he won the southern area light heavyweight title, I think, and then he went for one of these fringe WBO belts to get him very high in WBO rankings. That's what makes it very difficult to judge him. If he went for the English light heavyweight title and then the British and European, then I'll be like, okay, I know where he is. I've absolutely not got a clue. I see what Frank's trying to do here. Frank's trying to almost jump the queue, and that's what he's kind of done. Yarde right now is ranked quite high, I think, by the IBF and WBO. So he doesn't have to go the European, Commonwealth and British route. He's almost jumped that now to fringe world level. The problem is, he's not fighting fringe world level guys. That's the issue we're having. I have absolutely no problem in terms of what he's doing, right? If he wasn't world ranked, if he was just a case of, you know, a guy fighting on undercards, I wouldn't have a problem. And I really do mean this. I'd say, you know what, he's up and coming, leave him alone. He only had 12 amateur fights. It's okay, there's no rush. The problem is, him and his trainer talk like they've already surpassed and gone past the British guys, and I don't think they have. I don't think they've gone past the Burtons and the Callum Johnsons and the Boatzis, who he probably isn't going to fight, and the Bullioni. I don't think he's gone past those guys yet. And I don't think anyone can categorically convince me that he's better than those guys. Not yet. Not yet. Whether that guy was higher ranked than the Burtons and the Bullionis doesn't mean he's better than them. And don't no one tell me that that guy on Saturday evening is better than Callum Johnson, Bullioni and Burton. I'm not having it. No way, Jose. Frank has two options for me with Yarde. You either kind of pull the reins a little bit, and what I mean by that is that you don't give him the headline slot. You maybe put him on the undercard of fights, so you take less pressure, so you take the pressure away from him. Or you match him against the fringe world level guys. Because that's what we're led to believe he is, right? Fringe world level. I'm not saying put him in against the likes of Badu Jacks and Stevensons and the Kovalevs and the Bertabievs. No, I'm not saying that at all. And that wouldn't be fair. What I am saying is put him against someone fringe, right? Put him in against Chilemba. Isaac Chilemba is probably outside the top 15. Very, very good, but outside the top 15. If we're led to believe that Yarde, and we're going by his own rankings now, where he thinks he is, which is top 20, someone like Chilemba, top 15, will answer a lot of questions and will silence a lot of doubters. It will silence a lot of doubters. I still have my doubts. I still have my doubts, and I have my doubts like you guys have your doubts because we haven't seen him with anyone yet. Someone the other day told me what's wrong with what he's doing. Buatsi's doing exactly the same thing, and that guy, you're correct. Buatsi is fighting the same level of competition, but Buatsi, number one, doesn't talk. Number two, he definitely doesn't headline. And number three, Buatsi's not ever said that he's world level. Right now, those are the things that I feel like I'm hearing from Yard and Tunde. If it was just a case of those guys coming out and saying, look, we're just learning here, you know, we're not ready for those top guys yet, but when we are, we'll take them, fine. But I think what we're hearing right now is that the guys that he's fighting are higher ranked than the British guys, and that means absolutely nothing for me. It means absolutely nothing. So, I mean, look, in summing it all up, it was a good performance. Yard is a prospect, right? He's a prospect. He's what, 27? He's massive for the weight. He looks huge. Or that guy looked very small. I don't know which one it is. But we still, after another fight, and this is his 17th now. Remember, he's a full-time pro. So yes, he only had 12 amateur fights, but this guy's a pro now. 70% of the boxers in the UK aren't full-timers. They're guys that are part-timers that have second jobs. Yard is a full-time boxer. He's in the gym 6 to 7 days a week. So he's full-time. So I think we need to kind of park that 12 amateur fights to the side for right now. He fights and trains full-time. He spars full-time. So we still are yet to know. There still is a big question mark. But people are talking about you, which is great. You want people to talk about you. I just need to know. I just need to know how good he is. And that's not going to come until he steps up against someone in and around the top 20. Not someone in and around the top 20 based on box rec fucking rankings, but someone legitimately in and around the top 20. There's a huge difference. When Yard and Tunde talk about rankings, I think they're referring to box rec rankings, and I don't care about that kind of stuff. I care about legitimate rankings. I care about guys that we know are top 20, not someone that tells me they're top 25 because box rec says they are. Doesn't work like that for me.